What up, my people? ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome to another episode of Hoy En Día TV. Yes, another beautiful, lovely day in the neighborhood. I am Yessi Rodriguez, your host, and let's welcome to the stage co-host Manny Morales. Welcome to the stage, Manny.
Bendiciones, bendiciones, mi gente, ¿cómo estamos? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hey, I feel alive. Me suena un poco ronco, pero el show must go on.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm so happy, elated that I'm not sick anymore. Well, I still have a little bit of it. Pero
no, ¿qué te pasó? ¿Qué fue lo que te pasó?
El flu ese me cogió. Mira, por poco me muero.
Oh my God, don't say that. Oh my God.
That's how I felt, though. Like, that's how I felt. I felt like I was going to die. Like, there's a weird strain of flu going around right now. Like, it was just, and I didn't have, like, the normal, flu symptoms. Like, I just had body aches and my eyes hurt. Like, that's how it was. Just, I stayed in bed. Like, every time I woke up, I was downing fucking NyQuil. I bought like 3 bottles and I was just downing it like beer. I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't take it. I wasn't eating. Like, I lost weight. I feel like I lost weight. Yeah, it was bad.
I'm glad you felt better.
Yeah, the show must go on. How about you? I like your hat. It looks nice.
Thank you. Hey, thank you. The weather has been really bipolar over here. Like, yesterday was 75, almost 80. Today it went down. The day before it was cold. And tomorrow's gonna be warm. Like, what is it doing? So today's cold. So I'm like, you know what? Let me, in light of it still being a little winter, and I saw this cute hat that I found.
Right.
When I went to Kohl's, thank you. It's so cozy, and I just love it. And it's cute. See, stylish. I was like, you know what? Let me rock it because ya mismo se acaba el invierno, and I can't rock it like that.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Okay, let me rock it at Hoy En Día. So shout out to Kohl's for this dope hat. Hey.
Yeah, I don't know. We got like 3 weeks of winter, and now it's summer again. Like, it's been hot the past couple of days. I think it got up to 80 today, maybe. I don't know. I know it was hot. Put it that way. It was hot. It's been hot. Like, no cold anymore. It's just hot down here.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I love the heat. Me and the heat are besties.
Yeah.
And I get it. Some people are like, oh, I don't know how you can stand the heat. But I will say this. I have tropical blood. Yo soy de Puerto Rico. Mi familia es de Puerto Rico. So, we have that tropical bloodline.
All right. Exactly.
And I will say this. I really never understood the correlation. And maybe you can help me understand this, Manny. You know how our people go from like super hot in Puerto Rico, the island, all year round. And then they move to like New Jersey and New York and Wisconsin, where it's like below zero. Like, how does that work? I'm confused.
I don't know.
In my brain, that just does not go together.
Right.
But
it's like they close their eyes and they go to the map and go like that. And okay, let's go.
Right there.
They go to Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? It's cold up there. We're like, why? Why do you go from a tropical island to freezing your butt off? You're not used to the cold. You don't have a coat. You barely have a jacket. I don't understand. I don't get it.
You walk around with chanclas and it's like below zero, and the people are looking at you.
You can't wear chanclas and below your feet are gonna freeze. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But anywho, yes, I'm doing great, and I can't complain. I always enjoy our shows. We have some interesting topics, discussions, and I think the dope guests coming up in just a few.
Yes.
But first, I came across a really interesting. This actually popped up on my Instagram, and then I researched it some more. So I was also able to find it on NBC News and CNN.
Okay.
So last October, a young 14-year-old boy, Sewell Stetzer, he began using character AI.
Okay.
And there's actually a lawsuit against character AI because it says that the final conversation with his chat box, he fell in love with an AI chat box. And it to the point where their AI chat box somehow, I don't know what the AI chatbot said or did, but it was saying here, because I'm reading it according to NBC News, there's a screenshot of what the lawsuit described as Setzer's last conversation, showing him writing to the chat box, "I promise I will come home to you. I love you so much." And this chat box is Danny. And the chat bot responded, "I love you too." And it says, "Please come home to me as soon as possible, my love." And then shortly after commits suicide.
Wow. Wow. Is that the thing that you sent me the other day?
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to look at it. I've just been busy at work, but I seen it and I was like, I'm going to look at it. And then today just happened and I was like, oh, I didn't get to check it out. But I'm going to definitely check it out now to read it for myself. But that is sad. Like,
very sad. And so I want to share this with parents. And even if you're on an uncle, a loved one, and you see your sibling on character AI or talking, or even not a character AI, just any AI in general, please do your best to remove them as far away from that, because we don't want another catastrophe to happen, like the poor boy where he ended up taking his own life because of a chat AI box.
Wow. That is
or just for any reason in general. It's getting to the point where AI is just so realistic to so many people that it's really clouding people's judgment, and it's scary.
Right. I agree.
And then we're seeing it more and more on TV, where the películas que salen. There's a película that came out. I can't remember what it was, but I remember Megan Fox. She started it. It was a few months ago, and she was an actual AI robot, and she looked very humanistic.
Right.
And she was sleeping with the main character. Like, come on.
Right. Yeah. That was weird. I seen it. I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, this world is just come so advanced. It's just unfathomable how just technology has become. And it's sad that the only person that the young man could love was an artificial intelligent being, or something that was man-made, and he felt like he had to take his life, or he thought in his mind that it was better to be gone, or just like, I can't understand why. Like, what was going through his mind? Like, have you ever seen Inception, the movie Inception?
Yes.
Remember when the reason why he couldn't come back to the United States?
I can't remember. Refresh my brain, into the audience too.
Right. So him and his wife used to do Inception, and Inception is pretty much inserting a thought into somebody's memory or mind. And he did that to his wife because they created a whole world for themselves, but he wanted to, leave the world because, they grew old together. And he made her think, that she had to kill herself to go home. So that's how he got her out of the dream world. Well, in the reality, she felt like it wasn't real. So one day it was their anniversary, and they went to the hotel that they usually go to, and she was telling him that this isn't reality. We have to, go back. We have to kill ourselves and go back to reality. So she went to 3 different doctors, declared herself sane, did a whole bunch of legal stuff that, if something happened to her, that he would get in trouble. And she jumped off the building and killed herself. Right. So he couldn't come back to the United. But that's when you said that, he killed himself because of the AI, that kind of brought that memory back. Like, it's sad. It's sad. I mean, technology is good in a way, but it's too advanced for some people's minds, especially the young minds that are still developing
Right.
and don't understand a lot of things that they think that they understand. Because just like when we were kids, we thought we knew everything, you know?
Right.
We got to a certain age, couldn't nobody tell us nothing. Like, I know I'm grown, but you're really not, you know? So.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that. Oh, and Manny, you opened up
Yes.
another can of worms in this conversation here. So, we're talking about being grown, and this is something I talk about often. Shout out to Bright Eyes
Yes.
Hawkins. I have to look at that movie. Oh yeah, definitely look at Inception. I have to refresh my brain because as I'm hearing Manny narrating the story here, it sounds interesting. I remember watching it, but it
Right.
just sounds interesting where I have to watch it again. So yes,
I mean,
I agree.
if it helps, Leonardo DiCaprio was in the movie, so you know some people might like Leo. Yeah, so.
Leonardo, yes. So the conversation I was about to harp on is regarding thinking that you're grown, especially teenagers and young adults and the whole having children, right? And just being mindful that, our teenagers, most of them, because based on who they're around, the influences that are either within a household or external influence, they may get curious. And so encouraging them, having that sex conversation to wait as long as possible. Because raising a child, especially when at an early age, when they're broke, they ain't got no money, they got to depend on you.
Right. Exactly.
That's not fun. I mean, even now as an adult, I'm a mother of a toddler and I love him to death, but it's not easy. It's hard. It is hard. And it's more hard for me because emotionally I want to be there for him, and he's going through all these different stages because he's growing up. He's a toddler. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know. And this is my first time experiencing parenthood. It takes a lot of patience, dedication, just growing within yourself as an adult as well. And so at an early age, when teenagers, they explore the world of sex and then they get pregnant or become a father or mother at an early age, and they're going to realize that they're not ready.
No, they're not.
So I say that to say, please encourage your teens to, have that conversation. I know for some parents it might be tough because you're like, oh, I don't want to have the conversation with my child. But the truth is, you have to have that conversation. It's better to hear it from you as a parent than from somebody else.
That is true. That is definitely true. And it also depends on the mentality of the adult as well, because there are some adults that are childish, and there are some adults that aren't fully developed mentally either. That don't really, they feel like they want their child to experience life as they experienced it, and they let them make their own mistakes and let them fix their own mistakes. But that's the whole point of us being parents. Excuse me. Where we have to help and not you tell them what to do, but help them understand that if you do this, this is going to happen. And help them create a rational mind. And some parents don't do that. And I'm not saying that all parents are bad. Some parents are single moms and they can't. They don't have a lot of time, and they have to work 2 jobs, because I'm a single, I don't have kids. Well, my kids are grown, but like I live alone and I work by myself, and I feel like I need 3 jobs to survive, So I know single moms, it's a lot harder. And they just let their kid, just develop on their own, but they need guidance, especially the way that the social media society is in school. When they go to school, they have that peer pressure, and then they want to feel accepted, so they do things that they feel like they know it's wrong, but they know if they don't, they're going to be looked at differently. So it's like it's a give and take, it's just the way the world is, but I agree with you, Yessie. Like, talk to your children, if you have that bond with them, definitely talk to them, because they need it.
And to piggyback on the comment that you just said, Manny, with regards to the peer pressure, I think that's another part of the conversation, that extra layer that needs to be had with our children, to remind them that they can be leaders. Why do you want to be a follower?
Exactly.
Because Just because it sounds cool? No, because these are the consequences
Right.
if you do this, right? And so it's one of those things where it's like, I see your point. Yes, peer pressure is out there and it's heavy, but I think that's the result or the consequence to a parent not having that deep conversation to remind their child, like, be a leader. You can be a leader. I believe in you. You are a leader. Don't be a follower. Don't do what Susie and Peter and Tommy and whoever's doing.
Right. Exactly. Because I mean, and don't get me wrong, like that sometimes if you have friends that are, are doing things that are moving forward in a positive way, then, by all means, but they're not going to let you just follow them. They're going to want you to, do things on your own and teach you how to do things. But like if you're following that guy that looks cute or has clothes that, are stylish and you think that, he likes you, 9 times out of 10, all he wants to do is get into your pants,
Mhm.
and it's prevalent with the women these days too. Like women are, hit it and split it. I was like, what is going on? It wasn't like that back in the day, And
Really? So the roles have reversed?
yes.
Ooh, they got tired of getting played, so they were like, let me take the bull by the horns.
Yes.
Wow.
Nita said having a great support system works well too. My sister-in-law lets our nieces know if they don't feel comfortable bringing something to her or my brother, they can come to any of us as their aunts and God's parents.
Oh, I
That's
love
awesome.
that. That
Yeah,
is awesome.
that's cool.
Absolutely. Yes. Having that comfortable support system.
Yes.
Thank you, Nita, for that. And also thank you, Bright Eyes Hawkins. She shared earlier, I'm dealing with that at work, grown people with a child mentality.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sad. It's
Uh,
but this is what it is. Children
mhm.
raising children, right?
Exactly.
Because again, if there's a young person 15, 16, 17, raising a child and they don't have an adult support system like a parent where they can
Exactly.
support them as a grandparent at this point, then that hamster wheel effect is going to continue where their childhood mentality is going to trickle to the child. Then from there, it trickles to the next child. From there, it's like at what point who jumps off the hamster wheel? Because it's going to be an never ending cycle.
Right. Right. This is interesting that Miss Bright Eye said, yes, it's much harder for a single mother, but me personally, I guide my child to make his own decisions, but was still there to help him along the way. Her son is 22 and is still a virgin, which is
Woo!
good.
Yes.
Because
Ah,
a lot of these women these days, they see a young
that's
man,
amazing.
right, a young man that has something going for him, and they know that he's going to make some money and be successful. They're going to try to have them have sex with them and put a child and lock them down for
Right.
and I commend her for keeping him on the straight and narrow.
Bright Eyes, you are doing
Yes,
amazing. Yes. And even with that, like even with the consequences, I believe in spirituality. So when you sleep with the wrong people, those
yes,
negative energies are gonna come to those, people. Like so that's another thing. Even adults, please be careful who you sleep with because energies do exist. And if there's that negative energy, negative spirit, negative demonic, what have you, it may come to you. And then you're going to look around and be like, well, damn, why are things going upside down all of a sudden? Well,
yeah,
maybe because of what you just did. So just think about that. Food for thought there. Food for thought.
yes,
Oh, that's
yes,
awesome. Good job. He's in college and has straight A's. That is
yes,
amazing.
yes. It's crazy. It's just the world is just it's so different from you know back in the day, man. Like I wish we could go back sometimes. We all learn from life lessons and our mistakes, but life was a lot simpler. Of course, as we grow and advance, things get more
Mhm.
difficult and complicated. But like it was just it was safer and easier and just more enjoyable. Like you don't a lot of people, they're just busy. They don't have time to you know, when you walk by somebody, you know, you say hello, you know, especially in the city. It's just, I don't know.
It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
And even with that, Manny, another great touching point that you brought up is family making time for each other. I get it. We all live in different states, or we're all busy. But if an individual is consistently taking time to come up to a certain area of the world to come see you, reciprocate that love. Come and see them every once in a while.
Exactly.
You know, reach out to them, send them a message. Like, don't make it a one-sided relationship, because what's going to happen is eventually the other person's going to get tired and they're going to be like, F it, I'm done, because the love is not being reciprocated, you know?
Exactly. And that's how that's how families break up, you know, because one person feels, you know, some type of way, and it just snowballs from there, you know.
But do you think in that situation where a person's always giving, and they're not giving that love back, do you feel that they have the right to feel some type of way? Because if they're not getting that love back, why shouldn't they feel that some type of way?
Yes, I do feel like they, you know, should feel some type of way, but they should also talk to them, you know, and explain to them that, you know, how it's affecting them. And if they don't reciprocate or try to acknowledge their feelings, then, you know, move on. You know, I'm definitely an advocate for what's the word that I'm looking for? Cutting people off. I've cut people off and let them back into my life, but I've cut family off, like blood family, because they were toxic, you know, and I couldn't deal with them, you know. So it was either my sanity or deal with them, you know, and I chose me. So.
And hey, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I've cut people off in my family as well. I love them to death and I wish them the best, but it's similar to you. It's either my sanity or them taking the best of me, and I chose me, of course.
Right.
And especially now more than ever, because I have a child.
Right.
And my child needs me.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, juicy conversation. Woo woo. Yes, but let's continue on. We have a wonderful guest patiently waiting for us. So Manny, let's pivot over to invite our guest on so we can get to know him and what he's about.
I met this gentleman sometime in the last year. He is a director. He is retired Navy, Detroit native, and just an all-around good person. Like, when I meet people, I feel, you know, energy in their vibe. And this dude, he's just a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll give you the shirt off his back. You know what I'm saying? Help you in any way that you want. You know what I'm saying? So he is a director of several movies, but we'll talk about that in a second. I would like to introduce Mr. Junior Ashwood.
Welcome to Hoy En Día TV.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bendiciones.
¿Qué tal?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Hey, listen, that's my extent.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you this. Here, I'll give you this to the TV.
Hey, next time we meet, make sure I get that book. Next time. Oh my goodness.
Okay, yes, he froze. So how's it going? Oh, there she go. She's back. You froze for a minute.
Oh gosh, that means I got to get rid of my. I recently invested in a booster. That means this one ain't working.
No, that was the first time that you froze, so you should be good.
We'll see. If I freeze again, you tell me and I'll return it.
Yeah, the last show, like, you were frozen the whole. I don't know if you looked at the whole, re-looked at the show, but you were frozen pretty much the whole show.
Wow.
Like, we could hear you, but your face was just, and it was sometimes it was stuck in weird like facial expressions. It was crazy.
What's so weird? You know what's so weird when I'm watching, because I'm here on the producer section. I don't see none of that. So yes, you have to be my eyes, because I want to see what the audience sees, because this is not acceptable. StreamYard, Spectrum, calling y'all out. This is not acceptable.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know if I told you, Junior, but Miss Rodriguez is in North Carolina. That's why she said Spectrum. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, okay. I got it. Well, I knew she was north because she said up here.
Right.
So okay.
Yeah, she's in North Carolina. That's why we do it all virtual. I met her in December, wasn't it?
In person in December, right?
Yes,
Yep.
December in person for the first time, and we've been doing this since March.
Wow.
So, yeah, God is good, bro. God is definitely good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, how about you, man? How's Mr. Ashwood going today?
Oh, hey, listen, life is good, man. Life is good. I am back in my element. I am back on set. I am back filming. That you want me to be the happiest, keep me on set. That's where I'm the happiest, when I'm filming. So yeah, we just got finished with Rights of a Father, and we premiered it, got it on streaming platforms, and now we're back on set shooting Never Too Late.
Awesome. So tell people about first of all, let's talk about Mr. Ashwood. Like let's go back. I don't know how far back you want to go, but let's go back and tell people who Mr. Ashwood is.
Right.
Okay.
I want to know too.
I'm open book. I'm originally from Detroit. I was born in the 60s. And, I was born back in them days where you walked to school and, I had a key around my neck and to get in the house. I mean, you name it, we were doing it.
Right.
And I spent, 18 years in Detroit, met a bunch of amazing people. I come from a big family as well. And I'm the youngest of this big family. So life was crazy for me because I was the youngest. And it's
I bet.
Oh, God, it was crazy.
It's always crazy for the youngest.
I had 5 older sisters living in the same house. So wow.
Yeah.
Imagine that. All that estrogen going around the house with
exactly.
So wow. So I graduated from high school, went to Cody High, and a few of us that left Cody, back in the late 80s, did really well for ourselves. My man Dwayne Barnes, Hollywood actor. I was able myself to start doing films, and we have principals, we have lawyers.
Wow.
It's Nikki Daniels. She was part of that Brownstone singing group. Yeah, she graduated with us as well. I mean, so it's a lot of us out here that came from Detroit that's doing pretty well for ourselves. Right. Left there. Joined the Navy, spent the next 3 decades in the Navy. So I was able and blessed to reach the rank of Master Chief in the Navy. Gave him 30 years.
Right.
Got married, have 5 children. I have 14 grandchildren now.
Ooh, that's a lot, bro.
So I'm settled here in Jacksonville now. All I do now is write and direct and produce films. So I've linked up with my man Michael Carter over at Carter Entertainment. Me and him we're joined at the hip right now. So you see him, you see me.
Right.
His set, he's on my set. So life is good that way. And I'm married to Phyllis, and she's the hey, you can't breathe without air, and that woman's my air, man. So
Amen.
Sweet, I love it. Yes.
And we've been together. We've hung our hat here in Jacksonville, and we've got a couple of films on Tubi right now. We have First Coast Affair, which we actually filmed in Puerto Rico. So I heard someone said they were from Puerto Rico. So we went to Ponce, Puerto Rico. We filmed there.
Ponce, yes.
We filmed in there, and we got Rights of a Father, which we filmed in Jacksonville and out in Green Cove Springs.
Okay.
So now we are ready. We're moving forward to Never Too Late. And this year, we're going to start doing more production. You'll start seeing a TV series from us. You'll see more movies. You'll see behind the scenes. You'll see so much from us starting in 2025 and beyond. I guess I'm finna do my Denzel thing here. I think I'm going to give everybody maybe 3 more films.
Right.
I think I'm going to direct 3 more films, and then I'm only going to produce. So, yeah, we're going to grab a couple of buildings, some land, start building a studio here in Jacksonville, and I'm going to just produce after a certain. I think maybe 3 more films. Somebody might talk me into 4, but maybe 3 more films, and that's it that I'm going to direct. And you'll see nothing but ID4 Nation presents, or as a producer credit. Yeah.
Right. Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
wow. So I'm just curious, like, how did you gain your passion for this industry?
That's
Where,
an
what
amazing
sparked-
question.
Yeah.
That's an amazing
Hey,
question.
I'm known for these amazing questions, so I'm glad you said it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she's the question person.
Yeah. So, okay. Again, I'm the youngest. So all of my sisters and my brother and everybody were so much older than I was. They had jobs, boyfriends, girlfriends, moved out, the whole nine. So I was stuck at home with my mom, and we would watch movies. And I would catch all the mistakes. I was like, Mom, wait, watch here. Watch this tie. You see it's over there? No, wait. Now see it's over there? I caught it. She's like, oh my God, I can't even enjoy watching this movie with you because you're ruining it for me. So she said to me, she said, honey, if you think you can do better, then you go start making your own movies. So I was like, in my head,
that was a challenge. Right, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Boy, so I would have accepted it. Yo, that would have been okay, Mom.
Yeah.
So,
I'm from Detroit, so I ain't no punk. I was so I got to a point where I had enough time and a couple of nickels to rub together. So I started writing, directing, producing films.
Okay, that's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the fact that because you identified what was missing, the continuity aspect of the film, your mom threw that challenge at you, food for thought. You were like, you know what? I'm going to take you up on that challenge. And you pursued it, because a lot of people don't pursue it.
Yeah.
So kudos to you for pursuing it and continuing on with that. That's amazing.
Yes, I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah.
Oh, we have a comment. Yes, challenge accepted. Love stuff that challenge my mind. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So
I mean, that's what life is about. Life is full of challenges, and so it's really about how you take it. And then, like I always share here, taking that negative into a positive. You see it as a negative, but there's really a positive coming out of it, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Well, I will tell anybody, and people tell me, well, why aren't you were never scared or anything? Like, yes, of course. You're taking a challenge or anything. But I tell you, they would say, well, what if you fail? The failure is never trying. So if you want to fail, don't do. That's the failure.
Right.
Trying, you've done it. You did it. That's the success. Now, some people will say success is in how much you make. No, success is actually getting out there, doing it, and finishing it, whatever that it is. If it's a film, if it's trying out for a basketball team, I don't care what it is. Go out there and do it, get it done. That's the success. You've made it. You're there. So go out and just do it. Be there and do it.
Okay, Todd Thomas said you're the best director he's worked for. Always my family doing big things. Big bro.
So Todd, that's my guy, man. Todd Thomas, that's my brother. And I love that guy. His family, how you just meet a family and then you just gel. So Todd, his family, his daughters, his wife, I love them all. And you got to have a support system. I read in your comments, they said that they have a huge support system with the aunts and the godparents and all that good stuff.
Right.
Yes, I do have a big support system, and when I have that, I never lose it. That's why Todd is in this film. He's in this
That's
movie.
amazing.
Yeah, he's playing a lot of detectives, and he listen. He said, "You know what, Jerry? I don't want you to give me anything. Don't give me nothing." He came out and auditioned, and I said, okay. And he did really good. And it was his first audition. That's the success. He came out, auditioned, and he got a part.
That's awesome.
I
remember seeing him when we were at the casting. I think I remember seeing the guy.
Yes. Yeah.
So
go ahead, Minnie.
When you were in the Navy, like were you doing research, like building your portfolio? Like what were you doing as far as trying, the industry?
So I was educating myself. I figured since I'm going to be out at sea, I'm going to be on a ship, I'll be here, wherever, this is the time to where I can start educating myself. And mind you, back then, you didn't have a lot of resources we have now. The internet was just in its infancy back then. I mean, it was really just kicking off. Facebook hit like 2004, 2005. I mean, so trying to get out and see everybody or talk to people the way you can talk now, that just wasn't there. And YouTube wasn't even kicking off the way it is now.
Right.
So you had, what was that one? I think it was called Divine or, oh man.
I can't remember.
It was like E-Bomb and the Vine or something like that. So I just got on the internet, started doing homework. And the film I'm doing now, Never Too Late, I'm actually remaking that film. I did that film back in 2005.
Oh, wow.
I'm remaking it now. So I'm smarter. There's better technology. There's better cameras, lenses, everything that are out here from 20 years ago. So I was like, it's a great movie. I said it deserves a better presentation.
Right.
And so I said, I'm going to remake it. I'm going to redo it. So that's what we're doing now. We're reshooting Never Too Late.
Okay. Wonderful. Yes. So Never Too Late. Give us a high level overview without giving us too much about what Never Too Late is about, because we want people to watch it.
Oh, yes. So Never Too Late, starring my man Louis Robinson III. Most people know him as Broadway Louis. And Gio Volante, she's in it. Those are our two stars. So the film is about Jay and Regina, who they have this puppy love, but separated and reconnected that love later on in life. Came back to the city and he rekindled it. But he's in the streets. He don't have a 9 to 5. He don't have a 9 to 5. So he's a neighborhood person. Okay. And she is the daughter of a preacher.
Oh,
yes. And Jay's mom, she, is in the church as well. So is his sister. So everybody around him loves God except him.
Right.
Wow.
Okay? And they end up rekindling, getting back together. And the biggest stumbling block they have is his disdain for Christ. That's the biggest stumbling block they have, is that disdain he has for religion and Jesus and things like that. So anytime somebody says something about religion and Jesus, just ticks him off and it sets him off and he gets angry. Until I think, let me see, what can I say? Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna put this in the trailer. So her father, who is the preacher, ends up getting shot because of his lifestyle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They thought it was him, and they ended up shooting her father. And he has a moment with Christ at that time, and he's going to spend the rest of the film trying to get out of the streets.
Wow. Okay. I'm
that's
excited.
Never Too Late, because he had a chance to get it right.
Right.
But he's gonna try his best to get out of these streets.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it.
So yeah, that sounds interesting. When are we gonna expect this release? Because I'm ready to see it.
Well, right now we have a tentative date for June 14th, which we may move. We may move it a week later because that's Father's Day weekend. So we may move it the week after.
Right.
So we may move it. We want everybody to get a chance to see it. So we may move it to like the 21st or whatever that weekend is after.
Right.
We may move it to there. Here at the Ritz Theater downtown Jacksonville.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we would love to have everybody come down and enjoy this film, and it's going to be great. Everybody's going to love this film. It's really good. We shot this weekend, and then all the scenes from that last week, it's been edited already.
Right.
And I've seen it. It's really good. We put together a really good cast. Shout out to Felicia, Michael Carter, all those folks that were at the casting call.
Right.
We put together a really good cast. So you guys are going to enjoy it.
That is awesome.
I
Yes.
can't wait to actually film my part, even though it'll be big, but I'm still excited. I'm still definitely excited.
That's going to be emotional. That's an emotional scene. So you got to get ready for it.
Right.
So,
do you have a specific genre that you like as far as films?
As far as filmmaking or just
filmmaking. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, mine is drama.
Okay.
Drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Junior, what is the message that you're hoping, even if it's with Never Too Late or just in general, where you just sharing with us that you appreciate the genre of drama? What is the message that you're hoping the viewers can catch from that?
I want everyone to take away, because we all know somebody in our lives or in our families that feels like, I know where I'm going. I've done too much on this earth. I know where I'm going. All right. I know where I'm going. I've done too much. There's no way that I can head north. And I want to tell them that that is not true.
Right.
It's not true. You can still get it right.
Yep.
You can still get it right. So that's the message I want everyone to take away. Even if they're saved, you can witness to someone else that it's never too late. It's never too late. No matter what you've done, it's never too late.
Awesome.
You can get it right.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Is there ever a point in your career that you felt like you wanted to give up or throw in the towel? And if so, what did you do to kind of bring yourself back out of that?
No, which career?
Or both. I mean, we can do Navy, and thank you for your service, by the way, for Navy, but Navy or filmmaking, both, however.
Anytime in your life.
There was a couple of times I knew that I wanted to stay forever. I mean, me personally, I knew I was what you call a lifer. I knew I was a lifer. I knew I was going to stay as long as they would keep me. Once I started having children, it got a little dicey because now I'm starting to miss a lot. And I was like, man. But I had to say, okay, this sets up their lives, in the long run. So I said, okay, I got to look further past my nose and say, okay, I'll sacrifice now for their comfort level later on.
Right.
So I thought about it a couple of times to say, it's time to retire. I did. I said, it's time to retire. But I kept it in. Now, filmmaking, I have never thought of no way. That is not work. That is not work. Right. It is so much fun to create films and deliver it to the world. That is so much fun to do. So it's not work for me. Okay.
Has there been times where it's been frustrating? I know there's, cast members that, frustrate you. And how do you deal with it,
Okay, I'll tell you. Like, listen, hey, that's a great question. That's a great question. Now, I would say, of course, there are things that frustrate you now as an independent filmmaker. It's frustrating because I'm not Spike Lee. I'm not Tyler Perry. I'm not, any of the big names that I'm not that. So when I go to locations and things like that and say, hey, I'm a filmmaker, the first thing they do is say, okay, what do you want? It's like, I'm a local filmmaker. I'm putting the city on blast. I'm trying to help. And, you get a lot of resistance sometimes, especially for locations, when you want to shoot on location. So you try to get your permits, you get your insurance, you get all these different things, and you're met immediately with resistance. That's what you're met with. So that's the most frustrating thing is we need certain locations to bring our vision to life. Right. We need hotels, we need churches, we need hospitals, we need police stations, we need all these different things that everyday people deal with. But if we don't have any place to film, it really hurts us. So that's the biggest frustration is locations. Try to get, and keep genuine filmmaking alive. You don't want to just throw something out there. You want to keep it genuine. And actors on set, I've been, me being in the Navy as long as I have and reaching the title of Master Chief, I know how to move among them wolves. So I know how to deal with different people, different attitudes, different things. So most people will tell you that, oh man, you handled that better than I did. So I'm good on set. I'm a people person. I love people. I love relationships.
Right.
So that right there is not a big thing for me because I know how to move among them wolves. And if anything that irritates me or that I don't like is money. I don't like money because money just muddies the water. It messes everything up. And people fight over money. They, I hate
over money, right?
I really don't like money. I don't. It just messes everything up. Some people love it and they chase it.
Right.
No. Give me people and relationships. I'll take that every day, twice on Sunday before I'll take money.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is impressive that you feel that way, and I salute you. And I can tell that you're a people person. You have a very bubbly personality, and I appreciate that. I mean, that's great because we need more people like that nowadays. More people you encounter, you're like, what do you want?
Exactly.
But I mean, you have to appreciate the path in which he's gone through.
Right.
I work with Navy people. Like, excuse my language, but they're assholes. And when I found out he was in the Navy, let alone a Master Chief, it just depends on who you are. But they're the worst assholes in the world. And this guy right here, I'm like, you couldn't have been in the Navy. You couldn't have been.
Yeah, 30 years. 30 years, boss.
Like, you have to appreciate the fact that he is like this coming from where he came from.
Absolutely. Yes.
You don't have to be that way. Trust me. You don't have to be that way. If you're that way, you choose to be that way. You can still get your point across intelligently. Most people that are that way can't speak intelligently. So the only thing they know is to be that way.
Right.
So yeah, you can shut people down and you can get your point across intelligently and not even raise your voice or even curse. So now I'm not gonna say I never cursed. Don't curse. I mean, you can pull it out of me.
Right. We're human. We're sinners. I mean, it is what it is,
we're
right?
all human. You can pull it out of me, but I know how to control my emotions, and different things like that. But it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I'm just curious because in listening to you speak and you shared that you have 5 children, that's amazing. So, and shout out to your wife, Phyllis,
for that. 14 grandkids, right?
And 14 grandkids.
Yes.
Yes. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is before you got on, I'm not sure if you had a chance to hear the conversation that Manny and I had about character AI and the young 14-year-old man who fell in love with this chat box, and the chat box persuaded him to commit suicide.
Yeah.
So the question I'm about to ask you is for parents, because you've raised 5 amazing, I'm sure, amazing, wonderful children, and you have 14 amazing, wonderful grandchildren from this. What food for thought or words of advice would you share with parents, especially if they're first-time parents or even existing parents that have multiple kids, to help them grow and be successful and better, and to kind of help them kind of get out of that mentality that you don't need these extra AIs and all that to really help them along the way?
I would say show up. That's it. That's all children want from you, is they want you to show up. Right. If you don't show up, a substitute will be there. And that was AI for this young man. Right. So just show up, be there, put this down, okay? And be there. Talk about certain things. Make sure that those devices are not at the dinner table. Make sure those devices are not, permanently attached to their hand and yours. I see a lot of young parents. I did watch what you guys were talking about, and you said children raising children. That's a problem. Okay, that is a problem because your mentality is going to be of a child. So how is your mentality going to be a child when you're raising another child?
Right.
So it's you all you have to do is show up. My grandchildren, when they see me and I'm there and I show up, it's their hearts are full. Grandpa is here.
Right.
So I would tell these parents, young parents, grandparents, show up, be there. And again, like you said, if you have to travel and go see them, don't be the one that everybody comes to see. Go get in your car, get on a flight, and go see them.
Right.
So, and I agree that there's times that you would have to separate yourself from certain friends and family members. Got it. It has to, certain things happen because of whatever issue that was awry. But for children, just show up and be there. Help them with their homework. Do not throw them in front of an iPad and say, go do your homework.
Right.
Sit over their shoulder, sit next to them, help them with their homework, talk about their day, talk about your day. And, parents have gotten out of playing with their children. They don't even take them outside and play with them.
Right.
Now they're more invested in you than they are in their tablets, their phones, and their computers. So that's my advice, is to just show up, be there, take the role away from the TV and the internet.
Right.
Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. Do you have any fun activities that you would recommend so they can kind of get in their brain, like, hey, maybe ice skating or roller skating or playing volleyball? Or
that's what I do. Roller skate. I go
roller skate. Okay.
Yes, that's the thing. My grandkids, I like to take them to the movies. They love going to the movies with me.
Okay.
I drop my grandson Drew off every day. I pick him up from school every day. Just small things like that. They enjoy. I get to see Grandpa today, or different things like that. But my things with my grandkids, I like to take them to the movies. That's our thing. Of course, movie. Duh.
Right. Of course.
Right. But we don't go see my movies. We go to see stuff like Mufasa and different
Moana.
Those stuff like that they would enjoy. But it doesn't really, it really doesn't matter. They're with Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
They know when they're with their grandparents, they can get whatever they want.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Get what you want. So that's my thing, is I love taking them to the movies. Now sometimes I like taking them to sporting events, at certain times. And anytime the fair comes to the city, we always go to the fair.
That's nice.
Oh, I love the fair. That's one of my favorites here in North Carolina. Oh, I love it.
Yes. And the zoo. I like taking them to the zoo. I guess I got a bunch of stuff I like doing with them.
Right.
I like taking them to the zoo as well.
And this is good advice, because some parents aren't, I hate to say this, but they're not creative. They're like, I don't know where I want to take Tommy and Peter today and Susie. Right. Where should I take them? Hey, we give you a bunch of ideas right now.
I tell you what, you take them to the zoo, that's all day. That's all day.
Right. And you're getting to work out because you're letting people stop.
That's all day. You're walking. Yes, you get your steps in. So, hey, take them to the zoo, and you ain't got to worry about entertaining them kids for the rest of the day.
Right. You're going to go home and go, poof, fall asleep.
Especially in Jacksonville, because it's hot.
Yeah. I was just telling her, it's been hot. Like, we had 3 weeks of winter. That was it.
Yes.
Now it's hot again.
It was like 85 today. It was hot.
I'm telling you. Yes. It was hot.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I'm jealous. Oh, I'm jealous because I love the heat. Me and the heat are the besties. But I will say this. What I do appreciate about the cold, though, is that if you have a hot tub, like, you can go outside and sit in the hot tub, sip on some wine, and look at the stars. Like, that's another one of my favorite things to do. But I prefer the heat, though.
Yes. I'm from Detroit, so yes, I prefer the heat. I prefer the heat. You know what I'm saying? They can keep the winters. I'm good.
Right. Oh, that's snow. I can't deal with it.
Hey, I'm good.
Philadelphia, and I can't deal with the snow.
I've shoveled it. I've walked in it to school. I've done all that. I'm good. I'm happy here in sunny Florida.
Yeah.
Junior, I don't blame you, because I was raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin before I relocated to North Carolina. So we're neighbors. Wisconsin and Detroit are neighbors.
Oh my goodness. Yes, we are.
Lake Michigan is what separates.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
Yeah.
no.
Great Lakes. Yes.
Oh, you broke his heart right there.
Oh, Wisconsin. Oh my goodness. I worked up there.
But he understands. He understands the pain. Those winters are brutal. Like, I salute people that live in Wisconsin and even in Michigan, because those winters are brutal.
Man. And we had to walk to school. So yes, I understand.
And in the South, they give you excuse if there's a little sprinkle of snow. Up north, they're saying, hey, you chose to live here. So guess what? Figure it out. How are you going to get to work when there's 10, 12 inches of snow? How are you going to get to work? How are you going to get to school? Figure it out. I
will tell it in Detroit. This is how they tell you if they can push the doors open, school's open. That was the level in Detroit. If the schools could push the door open, school is open. I was like, y'all gotta be crazy.
Oh gosh, we have some awesome comments coming up. We have Nita Blake saying, giving them different options to choose from. Leave the phones in the car and enjoy life, memories, and nature. Kids are way too attached to social media. Yes,
I agree.
Todd Thomas, he gave you compliments. He says, I turned out the way I did because of this guy mentoring me in the Navy. Oh, Todd, that's so sweet.
That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my dude.
That is awesome. So what is next for Mr. Junior? What do we have? So I know you have your films coming up, and you mentioned that you have about 3 or 4 more films left. And so is that what we have coming up next, or do you have anything else?
No, I got a few more things. I'll be attending a couple of film festivals. We actually, Rice of a Father won an award at the Global Film Festival. So
cool.
Yeah, we'll be going to grab that trophy, and put it on my mantle and all that good stuff.
Congratulations.
We got a couple other film festivals we're waiting to get the results from to see if we could, win more awards like that. But the biggest thing that I have coming up is I am right now putting together an award show called the Sydneys that is going to rival the Oscars, but it's going to be for independent filmmakers. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing right now. We're getting the award together right now. We're getting a 3D print of the award. We're trying to get that together, and we want to do it right here in Jacksonville. Bring that economy down here, light up the city. And we're going to do it just like the Oscars. We're going to have all the red carpet. We're going to have all the photographers out there, everybody getting interviewed, and the whole nine. And we want to we want to recognize those independent filmmakers, actors and actresses, producers, everybody behind the scenes. We want to recognize those folks. They do a lot of great work. I mean, I know Tubi has this stigma. Okay, I got it. But there are a lot of great films on that platform. I mean, there are some really good films on that platform.
Yeah, I agree.
And these actors are on a UPS truck for 12 hours, running from there, park their car, change clothes, and they're on set. So that's dedication. That is real. I had people locked in an Airbnb for 3 days, and that's dedication. These folks need to be recognized for this. So that's the next big thing. We're going to have the Sydneys here in Jacksonville. So that's
I'm with it. I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it too. Let me know when that is. I'll check my calendar. Available. I'll come down. Yes.
And again, the next biggest thing is to start building studios here.
Oh, Mr. Thomas said to explain to us why it's called the Sydneys.
Okay. We're calling it the Sydneys after Sidney Poitier. He was the first African American male to win an Oscar, so we're going to name it after Sydney.
I like that.
Todd, you took my question out of my mouth. Good job. Because I was curious. I'm like, why does Sydney's? When I think of Sydney, I think of Sydney, Australia. I'm like,
yeah, that was the first thing that came to my mind. But I love that you're keeping it in the culture. Like, I love it.
So when can we anticipate the Sydneys? Is it going to be in this year, next year?
No. We're a few years out. Maybe 2027. Maybe 2028. We have to, there's a lot going into. We have to build an academy. We have to get, board members. We have to get the award. We have to get the, the funding for it. Just a lot of elements to, putting an award show together like that. So it's going to take a couple of years to get it done. We got to get the right award. Nothing cheap. We want to. Again, it's going to rival the Oscars. So all those folks that are out there that are doing independent work, trust me, somebody out here is I see you. We see you. ID4 Nation sees you. Okay. And we are going to recognize all that great work that's out there. So don't think anything like the Source Awards or anything like that. No, think the Oscars. That is the level. If anybody has ever been to any of our premieres, you know how we get down.
Right.
So that we are definitely out there ready to do the Oscars. And then we're bringing a website, ID4 Nation, to where we will highlight everything in independent world, whether it be books, magazines, films, actors, actresses, everything independent. That website is going to cover it. And then we display those folks that are out there getting it done. And again, we don't measure folks on sales or anything like that. It's those that are putting together great work. Those are the ones that we highlight. I mean, sales, gotcha. But it's those that, bring in some great films, music, books. We want to really highlight our authors out there. That's a hard genre to start selling books. Right.
Trust me, I know.
Matter of fact, we have your book in Never Too Late. So,
my book,
Danny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult.
Way to go, Manny. Yeah,
it's definitely difficult. But what I love is what you just said. Like you're not going by, their gross or what they gross for the movie. They have to actually put some thought into it. Like I love that. Like I don't want you to just put something together because you may win an award and get a bunch of your friends to watch the movie so that way you can get the ratings. No. And I love the fact that you're not going by the ratings. You're actually going to watch the movie and see the greatness in the actual movie itself. I love it.
Right.
I love it.
We look at production, acting, sound, music, costume design, lighting. We look at everything in a film. And if you're missing those things, better luck next time on your next film.
Right.
More no's at film festivals than I got yeses, and I finally got an award. So yes, the door's going to get slammed in your face a lot.
Every time.
Fine. Trust me, I'll do better on my next one. So yes, and everybody need to have that mindset. Your album didn't do what you thought it was going to do, but then guess what? Go back, get in the lab, and do something better.
Right.
So we look at everything. Even our photographers, we want to, those that shoot models, we want to highlight the photographers as well. Not just the models, but the photographers as well.
Right.
So
that's a difficult job.
It is.
Just like being a director. Right. Just like being a producer.
Name me 3 prominent photographers right now. They couldn't tell me.
Right.
They can give me 3 models, but they couldn't tell me 3 photographers. So, we want to, even, our media, our radio hosts, folks that are on the radio, our podcast, we're going to highlight everyone.
Awesome.
I mean,
like that.
Right now, you guys could be watching Netflix or Hulu or something like that. But no, you're grinding. You're out here working.
Absolutely.
Every day. Well, not every day. Every Thursday since March 7th. Like, I can't wait till March 7th comes.
Oh, that 1 year, baby.
That 1 year mark. Like, it's just, and I have it on my calendar. And it's like, I'm trying to figure out what we should do. I don't know.
That'll be the launch of season 4. That's the official launch of season 4.
Wow.
Yeah, so, because Yessie started this back in 2018. She started Hoy En Día TV back in 2018, and then COVID hit, and then her other co-host wasn't able to work with her. That's why she reached out to me.
Okay.
Restarted it. So like she said, officially the season 4. So,
Nice.
Yeah. I will say this though. I loved how I 2018 and 2019 when I had the co-host. Shout out to Remy. He was an amazing co-host, and it was different because we were on set. Now this one's virtual, and it brought an extra layer, an extra element. And shout out to Manny because he's been an amazing co-host as well. And we had a third co-host named Tim. So shout out to Tim. He's actually going to be a guest co-host next week. So tune in next week.
Yes.
He will be guest hosting with us. But I mean, because we, being in the podcast and hosting and co-hosting is not easy. Like, these are things that you have to think on your toes, on your feet, the guests, keep people engaged. Like, this is not an easy task, and people think they can do it, which is great. You go for it, but then you're quickly going to realize that this is not easy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I listen.
It's not.
Everyone asked me, they said, why aren't you, Tyler Perrying it? Why aren't you Spike Lee in it? Why aren't you doing the Clint Eastwood? Why aren't you not in your films? Because I suck. I can't act. Okay. And I will tell you in a heartbeat, I will stay behind the camera. I am no one's actor. Lord, man, I am terrible in front of the camera. So I know my strength. I know my weaknesses. So I will stay behind the camera.
You know what, Junior? I'm actually going to challenge that, though. And this is how I'm going to challenge you. Okay, so think about this. In real life, you put on a hat for Phyllis, your wife, you're her husband. And then you put on a different hat for your 5 children. And then you put on a different hat for your grandchildren. And then you put on a different hat for being a director and a producer. When you were in the Navy, you had to pull a different hat. So those are all different elements of life where you had to act a little bit different, because the way you act with Phyllis is not the way you act with your children, is not the way you act with your grandchildren, is not the way you act with the Navy people, is not the way you act with, so you're already acting. You just don't realize that.
I 100% disagree with you, because I didn't have to act. That was just me being me. I had different elements to my life to where I would, present myself in a different manner. But it was still Junior Ashwood. If you asked me if you asked me to be an African king in Zimbabwe, I am going to fail miserably. Okay. So if you want to be a doctor on a hospital show, I am going to ruin that show. Okay. So that's like Eminem. Everybody said he did a great job. It ain't my. He was playing himself. He didn't have to act. So yes, if you ask me to play myself in a movie, that's great. I can do that all day long. Do not ask me to play a different character, because I am nobody's Denzel at all, and I will drag your film down. Okay.
I see your point. Okay, point taken. It looks like we have. No, we're good. Manny had read that one. Awesome. So let's pivot over to the last minute words. Yes. We have reached that point of the show where it is time to say goodbye.
Yes.
No, you can't leave me. No, you can't leave me.
I know. We're gonna have to bring you on for a part 2 later on in the year.
Part 2, closer to. We'll get you a tentative date later on. What we got? What are we in?
July.
May?
Going to August.
Yeah. So, but like we did just now. One of our other guests wasn't able to make it, so that's why I reached out to you. Okay. We might be able to slide you in there sooner, so we'll get you a tentative date.
You got to skip line. You didn't have to wait all the way to July. Look at you.
Whenever you have me, it is an honor. Whenever.
Thank you.
It's an honor.
Thank you. So, Yessie loves to go last because she's a real nerd with her farewell. So she has to do her thing. So what I usually just tell, what we do is we kind of give an inspirational quote and tell everybody where they could follow you at, for future castings, if they want to, cast for interview future films. So what I usually just say is never let the fear of failure overcome the righteousness of success. I can't remember how long ago I thought of that. It just came to my head because I always had a different mentality of what failure was, and what success was. And it was society's way of success. Success was, how much money you had and what you were driving and where you were living. Success really is just how happy you are being who you are. No matter how much money you have, what you're driving, as long as you feel successful inside, and like you said earlier, as long as you show up for your grandkids, or you go to that set or that casting and you get cast and you play the film, and regardless of how much money you make, you're in a film. You succeeded in what you were, trying to achieve. A lot of people fear that because they're scared to go through that door because they fear that they're going to fail or they're not going to be as good. You know what I'm saying? And what I just tell people is go through that door. Me, Yessie, and Junior have gone through that door, and we haven't looked back. And there's always roadblocks and pitfalls, and but it's how you maneuver around them, or how you deal with them at the moment, and then continue forward is how you measure your success and how you live your life. But just go through that door if that's what you want to do. I mean, some people are built for 9 to 5s. If that's what you want to do, then if that's what makes you happy, then continue to be happy. You can follow me on social media, Arthur Manuel Morales, Facebook and Instagram. I'm working on my website right now. But it's arthurmanuelmorales.com. If you want an autograph book, just DM me and I'll send you one. My model page is Manuel Morales 1824. Custom designs, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, Bobby Chula Creations, on Instagram and Facebook. And Love Is Our Magic, the series coming soon, very soon. So now, Mr. Ashwood, it is your turn.
Okay. I appreciate you guys having me.
You're
It's an
welcome.
absolute honor for you guys to have me on here. I am blessed that you guys allowed me to come and use your platform to bring forth ID4 Nation films. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I do have to give a shout out to all of my cast and crew for this film we're working on, Never Too Late. To my man, Michael Carter,
Of
who
course.
just turned 50. My man had
Right.
a great party. We partied it up last weekend. So I appreciate Michael, Felicia Blackshear, Sam Tim, Richard Thornton. My God, the list goes on and on for our cast and crew, for Broadway, Geo, Tyrone Lennon, Angel, everybody that's in the crew, the cast. I appreciate them. They're working very, very hard to bring you guys a great film. And everyone that's involved in ID4 Nation films, I truly appreciate them. Let's see, a quote. Mine is very simple. The only time you should be looking down on someone is when you're extending your arm to help them up.
I like that. I love that.
That's deep.
I love that.
Deep. I love it. Yes.
Yes. And for the air, the wind, and the electricity that runs this body, which is Phyllis Ashwood, I just want to say to her that I appreciate and love her, so very much. And yeah, there's so many beautiful women out there, but they truly just can't hold a candle to this woman. She is absolutely gorgeous. So to me being blessed to have and look at her every day, I get to sleep next to her every day, man. When people say, "How are you doing?" I tell them, "Life is good."
Right. That's really
Oh,
good.
that's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. Yes. We're going to have you and Miss Phyllis back on so we can talk about marriage. Like, what's the secret? Because a lot of people need to know what the secret is to a happy marriage, because there's a lot of people that are struggling. So
Exactly.
Understood.
So where can they find you at, sir?
They can find
They
me.
can follow
Facebook.
you.
Just use my name, Junior Ashwood. You'll find me on Facebook. On Instagram, ID4 Nation. You'll find me on Instagram. I'm a grandfather, so I kind of don't do the whole,
Social media. Mm-hmm.
I have a TikTok. I don't even know. Boss Man. I'm on Boss Man on TikTok. That's where everybody calls me on set. So I use TikTok as Boss Man. Do I have anything else? Is there anything else out there?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
I never knew you had a TikTok, but for real, I had to get off of TikTok because, like, I would years ago when I was on TikTok, I would just sit on TikTok and just watch videos.
Yeah, nah.
I had to let it go. I
I'm
have
a
it.
grandpa, man. I can't do that, man.
I have it, but I don't. I purposely don't go on TikTok for that reason.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know I'll get stuck. Just watch.
I'm sorry. It just can't. It can't pull me in like that.
Yeah,
I'm
me too,
just too
Junior.
old.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't pulling me in either, Junior. I would see some of the stuff and I'm like, really? No, let me turn this app off.
Yeah, and to my children, my grandchildren, my family up there in Detroit, and around the country. Yeah, I love them so very much.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That is beautiful. Awesome. Yes.
All right, Yessie, it is your turn.
Well, I actually have a follow-up question for Mr. Junior. I'm curious to know, what does ID4 Nation stand for?
Oh, that is an amazing question. Because
I hear you mention it, and I'm like, wait, we didn't ask that question. I'm sure the audience, the listeners, want to know too. Right. What is ID4 Nation?
ID4 Nation is independent for. So that is exactly what we're all about. If you're independent, whether it be books, music, magazines, films, actors, models, photographers, media hosts, we are all about independence. So ID4 Nation, for you fill in the blank, that's where we are. So ID4, you fill in the blank, that's the nation that we are. So that's why the website's coming to where we can highlight everything in the independent realm.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's impressive.
That is awesome.
It is.
Very impressive. All right, Yessie, go ahead, geek out.
It's on me. All right. Well, I will say this. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to the audience, the listeners, for tuning into Hoy En Día, for all of your support. Thank you for Mr. Junior Ashwood for being our special guest. Wow. Deep.
Thank you.
Conversation, like we always say here. We aim to motivate, enlighten, inspire, entertain, of course, and educate you, the listeners and audience and viewers, with each and every episode. And I know we did that today. So thank you. Manny, thank you for always being a dope co-host.
Thank you.
The energy is always there. So dope. I love it. Because, that's what keeps people entertained. We want people to come back.
Right.
We want the customers to come back.
Right.
And that's what we're doing today. Also, for those who have a business or if you feel like you have an interesting story that you want to share, email hoyendiatv@gmail.com. We will happily welcome you on. And you know what's interesting? Earlier, Junior mentioned that he is, with production, he tends to have a difficulty or a challenge finding locations. So attention, all businesses. This is free promotion. If he's trying to put you in a film, get that free publicity and promotion. Exactly. Like, what is going on with you? Exactly. It's like what's the barter system? He uses your location and you get free promotion. And guess what? More traffic is going to come your way. That's a win-win for me. You're just food for thought for businesses. If an individual who's producing a film or directing a film or whoever is coming to you with an opportunity, please, I highly encourage you to take that opportunity because it's free publicity and promotion worldwide. And you just never know where it's going to take your business. So just food for thought for those who have done that to other opportunities. But hey, who am I, right?
I agree.
Who am I, right? But nevertheless, for those who want to know more about me, who is Yessie Rodriguez? It's a simple Google search or internet browser or Safari, whichever one is your favorite. Just type in my name here, YESSE space Rodriguez, and you'll find Yessie Rodriguez. Hey, professional actress, model, brand ambassador, podcaster, the whole shebang. I everything. That's just me.
Bro, she's been doing this since she was 11.
11 years old, a professional actor, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I mean, it's fun. And I've played so many roles and I've worked on so many sets. And I'm just so glad that God has made me the person who I am, because similar to Junior, we can still continue to be uplift and positive and vibing, even through a lot of stuff. Because I'm sure he's seen a lot of stuff in the Navy. Like, Navy's tough. And
you held that to the end that you are an actress.
Yeah. Look, she's I know one crossover. It's on Tubi. And she was on Ride Along
yeah,
2
that was
with
with Anthony Mackie.
Well, let's do this, Junior. When you get a chance, pick up your smartphone and type in my name, and then it'll tell you a little bit about me, and then there you go. You know who I am.
Yeah.
Are we talking the movie crossover with Anthony Mackie and Hot Sauce?
So this is crossover with Jamal Willard, who played Heavy. His role is Heavy, but he also played Biggie Smalls.
That's my guy. He's all over that. Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, so I'm one of the lead characters. My name is Terry. And so in addition to that, I had the opportunity to work alongside Kevin Hart and Ice Cube in Ride Along 2.
Nice.
And then I've also worked alongside, on the cast for 4 months on set out in Atlanta, Georgia, Black Adam. So that was fun and interesting. It was long days, but
yeah,
it was a good opportunity. And just other amazing productions. I've played a serial killer with Jodi Arias in American Murder Mystery, that show aired 3-part miniseries, ID channel. It was interesting and it was fun because I had to really dive into the mind of a serial killer, and she's actually out locked up right now. She's still alive. Like she hasn't been given the death penalty or anything. But it's interesting because people ask me, they're like, well, how's it that you were able to play a serial killer? And I'm like, well, I watch Criminal Minds and kind of get myself ready to kind of portray that character. Because I have to absorb that energy, right? And then from there, I actually had to watch past episodes of just other productions of how she was, her demeanor, the pictures and stuff. And as an actor, these are some of the tools and techniques that you have to use to really be able to portray and project that character in the best way possible.
Right.
So food for thought for actors, do your homework. Doing your homework is important. Also, investing in yourself. I actually offer acting coaching classes, and people can go on my website, yessierodriguez.com/work with Yessie Rodriguez. I do one-on-one acting coaching. I invested in my career where I had the opportunity to go to New York, to Texas, to LA, virtual, investing the same way you act. The same way you invest in getting a degree is the same way you're going to invest in your acting career. So if you're serious about acting, you have to invest in it.
I agree.
Coaching.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
even the best actors today. Oh, go ahead, Manny.
No, I was going to say you're also in the Alzheimer's play.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, so shout out to the National Alzheimer's Association and G. Davis TV and Films. Unforgettable is coming to Baltimore in a couple of weeks. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, grab your tickets. You can find us. There's going to be a schedule being uploaded to the Unforgettable website. And so grab your tickets because we're going to be coming to a city near you. It's an amazing play. And pretty much the goal with the play is to entertain people, but also educate them, right? We're entertaining with education. And from there, the goal is to remind people of the importance of being a caregiver and some of the key elements or some of the insights that you really have to focus on to understand when a person really needs help. A lot of us, we miss those signs. We go day by day and we're missing those signs. What are the signs that you have to really pick up on to make sure that you're really paying attention to realize that, wow, that person needs help. Let me take them to a doctor or let me take them here or there to make sure that they are okay.
Right.
So
nice.
That's what Unforgettable is. So, but yeah, I said a mouthful. So let me close this up because I'm sure Manny's like, yes, be quiet. I want to get off.
No, you're good. You're good. Because I mean, a lot of times when people get the Alzheimer's and they do something, people get frustrated, like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Instead of trying to understand, there's something really wrong with me. Help me out,
Right.
So, and I believe that play, I've never seen the play, but I believe that's what the play highlights, different situations where something happens and you don't understand what's happening, So.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Manny, because in a nutshell, the play, it talks about an individual that's dealing with Alzheimer's because she's aging. And I am one of the main characters where I identify those signs. And so I share it with a child and the child, older child, obviously, but I froze again. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to return this little booster again. Oh gosh. Geez, Spectrum, you're making me come on now, Spectrum. I pay too much money for you. But so in a nutshell, it's about paying attention to the signs and people being in denial, like, oh, she's okay. Nothing's wrong with her. This is this is that, making excuses when it's really about paying attention and helping that person to get help. Take them to a doctor. It's one thing for us to be like, oh, is this or that? But we don't know until they see a doctor, until they actually get scanned and proper, health care takes place. So yes, that's what it is. So yes, so I'm going to close this up here. We're actually going to shout out.
Wait, I think
I have a question.
Junior, yes, sorry.
Yes, you said you have a son?
I do have a son. Yeah, 2 years old.
What is his age?
He's 2. His name is RJ.
2. Oh my God. I'm a grandpa. Oh my God. Do you know how much fun I would have with that 2-year-old? Oh my goodness. Oh, and you said his name is RJ?
RJ, yeah.
One of my grandson's name is RJ.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, how about that?
Absolutely.
How about that? Oh.
Absolutely. Okay. Life is good. Make sure you give him a hug for me, okay?
I will. Absolutely. Yeah, that little boy's my heart. I love that little boy. He is my heart. Before I close up, I'm going to give a big shout out to our sponsor. So shout out to Collective Wear, author Manny Morales, and Divine Beauty and Accessories. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to play their promos. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Sponsored by author Manny Morales. Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy En Día TV, Thursday, 7:30 p.m.
All right, and for those who want to be a sponsor on Hoy En Día TV, we welcome you with open arms. Simply email hoyendiatv@gmail.com. We do offer sponsor packages, so reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to accommodate you on this show and get worldwide exposure. So yes, and last but not least, all right, so like I always say.
About to nerd out. She about to nerd out. Junior. Hold on to your
I'm buckled up.
Remember back in the day when that song came out with Biggie Smalls, "Sky's the Limit," with 112 and all that? Right. So guess what? It turns out that the sky is not the limit. I'm going to tell you why. There's a Kármán line that is a boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. It's 62 miles above the sea level. And this is an actual line that scientists use to define the border between outer space and Earth. So every time you tell yourself the sky's the limit, you're actually giving yourself a border that truly exists. So with me doing that research, I came back in 2011. I actually created this quote because I was like, I don't believe the sky's the limit. Like it's not just the blue skies there. And I was right. And so what I thought, I was like, hey, the sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless. So thank you for tuning into Hoy En Día TV. Until next time.
Adios.